If your neighbor threw rocks at your house and pointed guns at your family, and you couldn't move, would you be scared? Angry? Sure, most people would be. But what if this goes on for 3 weeks, 3 months, or 30 years? Something strange will start to happen. You and your family will begin arguing about how to respond, or even how to feel about the neighbor. Sounds crazy? It's not. I'll explain. Hi, I'm Serious Lee. Taiwan Matters. I'm a Taiwanese American living in Europe. This is not my real face because, privacy. But this is my real voice, my real office, and my real guinea pigs. We all have built-in stress responses. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. They're not cultural, they're human, hardwired into our biology. But which one we default to depends on life experience and social context. And when the threat is long-term, like China's pressure on Taiwan, those responses start to shape elections, media, and daily life. But here's the thing. These things weren't designed for geopolitical bullying. They were for saber-toothed tigers. China? That's a little more complicated. Taiwan is a case study and a warning of what happens when a society is pushed to the edge. China's military threats ramped up in 1995, right before Taiwan's first direct presidential election. Don't you dare vote for independence or else. Were people scared? Sure, but not too scared to vote. Turnout has stayed around 70 to 80% since 1996, higher than many democracies. Presidents have alternated between the KMT, which favors status quo, and the DPP, which leans toward independence. But in 2024, the divide felt sharper than ever. 40% voted DPP. They won, barely. 35% went to the KMT. Some say too cozy with China. The rest backed a new party demanding change. Exactly what is not totally clear. Now, a divide vote is not weird. That's democracy. What's weird is this. The winning party gets attacked by saying something radical like, Taiwan is an independent country. So asking for a friend, which word is offensive? Independent or country? Does Taiwan need China's permission to hold elections? Didn't think so. Meanwhile, China has been circling Taiwan with warplanes and warships for decades. If your neighbor did that, would you tell your kids, shh, don't say this house is ours. It might upset them. This isn't about ideology. It's biology. Taiwan is under threat, and people are reacting differently. Those reactions? Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Let's break them down. Flight. This one is personal, my default setting. Not physically fleeing, mentally checking out. Some friends won't even talk about the topic. Oh, China is doing that again? Swipe, food pick, next subject. Taiwan has gotten adorably evasive since the 90s. Cute products, cute slogans, even subway safety ads are cute. It's like a national bubble wrap for stress. Another kind of flight? Debating whether the US would defend Taiwan over and over. Yes, it matters, but maybe focus first on the country that's actively threatening invasion? China's propaganda feeds this exact instinct. Distract, deflect, exhaust. Freeze is paralysis. Lie still. Don't provoke. Maybe the bear will leave. In Taiwan, it sounds like, don't poke the dragon. Don't say we're independent. Some voters choose politicians who are unusually friendly to China. Do they want unification? My friend said no. Maybe a tiny few do, but most see China as a threat. They just think status quo is the safest path. Playing dead might work if the bear is just passing by. But China isn't. It has openly stated it wants to take Taiwan by force if needed by 2027. Status quo is a myth when the rocks keep flying and the drills get louder. Another kind of freeze, silence. I've heard one Buddhist monk say, if Taiwan falls, so does religious freedom. But most religious leaders, quiet. China's oppression on Tibetans and Uyghurs' religious practices is well known. Freezing puts Taiwan at risk of losing this freedom. Yes, there are temples in China. I've been. But the monks I met there felt more like city hall workers with incense. When I asked for the basic incense pack, they mocked me. That won't work. Real blessings start with a deluxe pack. So the more you slip into the red envelope, the more divine favors suddenly become available. Fawning is appeasement. You praise the threat, suppress your needs, and smile nervously through it all. I'm not talking about the paid sellouts, politicians or influencers. That's opportunism, not instinct. I'm talking about ordinary people, friends, relatives, media voices. People repeat China's propaganda. Taiwan is too small to survive. No one will help Taiwan. Democracy is too messy to work. Then follow it with, China is powerful. They could cut off Taiwan in 3 days. We should accept China's terms before it's too late. China is so efficient. If China takes over, I'll just keep quiet and adapt. That's not realism. That's surrender before the fight even starts. That's handing over the keys to your rock-throwing neighbor. Yes, Taiwan's democracy is not perfect. It's young. The brawls among Taiwanese lawmakers, not a great look. But I still rather see politicians throwing punches than tanks rolling over students. Now, to the last and most misunderstood response. Fight. Fight doesn't mean wanting war. Most people in Taiwan don't want war. Most people anywhere don't. Maybe even most in China don't. Fight means standing your ground, showing the bully, this won't be easy. And sometimes that's enough to stop the fight before it starts. Taiwan cannot outmuscle China, but it doesn't have to. This is David versus Goliath. And David didn't wrestle the giant. He used a slingshot and aim. Taiwan's slingshot? Democracy. Not the abstract kind. The kind with real people, 23 million of them, choosing how they want to live and who they want to be. That kind of choice has power because the world's most trusted, stable, and innovative countries are democracies. Yes, many nations rely on China's markets and cheap labor, but in the long run, partnerships are built on trust. And democracies, messy and loud as they are more trustworthy. Politicians answer to people. Ideas thrive without becoming state-run spyware. That's Taiwan's slingshot. And maybe it's superpower. Taiwan isn't irrational. It's under stress. And when people are under threat, we don't always respond with logic. We respond with instinct. But if we can name the pattern, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, we can consciously choose a better response. Please subscribe and check out our other videos.